What is up, everybody? This is Night Shift, and I'm back with episode 2 of my UMASS Dynasty. And as you can see, I'm checking out the board here, and I moved to first in pretty much everybody's interest level, aside from the one guy that did not commit to me, went to somebody else, and I accidentally forgot to tell the computer not to do anything, so they set me up with like 4 more guys. I'm gonna just get rid of those in a minute. But we're gonna start by now doing a promise to everyone that we already offered a scholarship to, and see if that moves us up or keeps us in the lead on everybody's list. So we're gonna go up and do that. There's a couple of guys that I'm not first, maybe I'm second, maybe I'm third, but we're in good shape because if you look all the way on the right hand side, if we're the only scholarship offer, then we're the only real serious school, and that's really what I'm looking for in the early weeks of recruiting. Now, that really is the most important thing when you're trying to start a dynasty, because I really can't compete with anyone, any school at all. So what we're going to do is just keep around the guys that we have their only scholarship offer. Like this guy right here, he's got 4 offers, so we're just going to get rid of him completely. I'm not going to waste my time trying to get him. There's just no point. And we'll just move on with our promises. You'll notice I'm promising everybody that I will not redshirt them their first season. That's not really that hard of a promise to keep, considering the fact that everybody on this list is pretty much better than everybody that's in place on my team already, so I'm not really too worried about that. And this guy, I don't even like that guy that much. We'll see what happens with him. A couple of 50 overall wide receivers. I'm hoping that when I scout them, they get a little bit better. But as you can see, I still haven't kept a guy so far that has another scholarship offer besides me. So, and then you can also see that there's absolutely no way to recruit anybody. I have a B in what's that, academic prestige, and everything else is a D or worse. So certain guys like this guy, he has only Air Force on his list, his only scholarship offer. We'll see if maybe next week he puts me on the list. Same with this guy. He's got a bunch of guys on his list, but I'm still the only offer, so I'll just offer him some promise and see if he changes his mind a little bit. Might work. There's a couple of guys that, if they're good enough, they're going to have better playing time opportunity. So you got to take advantage of those later on. Like this guy, he had to be in playing time, so later on that'll help. But as you can see on the right hand side, I'm really the only offer for all of these guys. And I just scout that tight end a little bit. Who did I just scout? It was a different guy. Well, not for the tight end, a promise, another promise. Alright, so now we're back to like our top 10. I'm going to make sure that I finish off my, not recruiting, I'll finish off my scouting so that I can see what kind of guys I'm actually going to get. Make sure I'm spending time on the right guys. Like this guy looks real good. He's got good potential, real good potential. Now these quarterbacks they're not the best, obviously, but they're adequate. I'll be able to work with them once I get them on my team. And that's it for the scouting. So back to the calls. I have 7 hours to split up between the top 10 recruits, so I'm going to make sure to find out any kind of interest in that these guys have in me. But I noticed real quickly, well, not that quickly, not quickly enough, that spending more than, or spending an hour on a guy is not always the best decision, because you can get negative points for spending too much time on a guy. Sometimes maybe it's actually better to hang up and you don't want to lose those hours. So later on you might see me do 40, 50 minutes to not get negative points when I'm talking to a guy. We'll make sure and finish off the promises, and just make sure I get everybody on the top of this list. And this guy, he has 3 other scholarship offers. I don't know if they're serious, but I'm still in first place on his, and he's a JUCO. But he looks pretty good. He's a gem. He was a 57, and now he's a 63. So I'm thinking that he might be worth it for me to go after. Can't really hurt. He's on the top of my list already anyway, so I'm going to give him a shot. Now, giving everybody about 40 minutes trying to split this up pretty evenly and find out all the importance to everything that I'm semi-decent at. And you'll see I have no problem offering the conference championship, just because I'm pretty confident that if I get any of these guys at all, I'll be able to win the conference next year. It's only the MAC. So once I upgrade my players a little bit, I get the next tier of players in, I'll be able to play a little bit better defense, and I'll be able to score a little bit more often. Now, after I finish recruiting here, you're going to get to see the highlights of the game that I play in week 2. Actually, this is week 2. You'll see the highlights of the game from week 2, which is me against Texas State. And I'm also going to post a video of the full game, but I'm going to put the highlights in with this particular video. I'm going to do that for the whole series. Yeah. So back to the recruiting. You'll notice that I'm just finding out the importance of everything still, and offering out these promises to my top 10 guys as much as I can. You want to make sure that you definitely get all your promises in, because what we're trying to do here is we're trying to pull away from any of the schools that can possibly catch us before they really have a chance. Because when schools get too far behind in this game, they pretty much give up. So that's the idea, is we're trying to get so far ahead that they give up. So by the time that I'm only being able to get maybe 100 points a week on a guy, that we'll be so far ahead that it won't even matter, because nobody will be caring about that guy anymore. And even though these guys aren't that great, they're all important in their own way. So we got 33 guys on the list, and we need 25 of them to really make it. And this guy's ready to visit already. And he likes nothing. So we'll take our 110 and call it a day. Alright, so that's it for the recruiting portion. So now, what am I going to do next here? I'm going to show you guys a couple of things. First, I'm going to show you the roster, or the depth chart. These are my quarterback options. These are running backs. I only have 2. I'll look for a third one, but Nelms seems to be the best option there, and the computer will put him in. I redshirted that guy, the third guy, because he looks like he's going to be actually real good. I don't want to lose him for the next few years. And fullbacks, wide receivers, there's not much to work with. You can see their catching ability is. And the top guys are up front and catching traffic. So those are your targets. You have to deal with them. Tight ends and tackles, not really important. Then move on to the linebackers. Make sure you get a fast linebacker in there. Leave McIntyre in for middle linebacker. But I'm going to put that Hilliard guy out there for the backup on that other side. And for the backup on this side, we'll put that guy. Alright. As far as my corners go, I use 3 cornerbacks. So I really need 3 guys that are fast. So I got Tharp, and I got Nelms, and I have Smith. So for some reason one of them wasn't there. So I'm gonna have to just redo that, make sure that they all get in there, and move Bert down with Nelms. Or with Smith. So Smith is the number 3, Nelms is the number 2, and I'm looking, there's not really anybody left worth getting. So, yeah, alright. Ed Saintville is the best free safety I got. We're looking at backups, so I'm going to use my 3rd corner. He's actually okay, and he can move. And I like to use the safeties when I play. The kicker is not very good, so we're going to switch him out for the punter. Because the punter actually... Oh, wait. No, the kicker... Is the punter? Yeah, the punter has more kick power, so that's really the only thing that matters. The accuracy really does not matter that much if you can't make it there. So, and then I set up my kick returns with a guy that I don't have to worry about getting injured. So, I'll find somebody that I don't mind if they get hurt. I'll use the 3rd corner. That'll be good enough. And that's gonna do it. Alright, so up next is the video of the game, or the highlights of the game I should say. So enjoy. Okay guys, here we go with our first game of the season for NCAA Football 13. We got UMASS going up against Texas State. And I'm here to bring you the highlights of the day. I'm going to start off by showing you my first drive on offense, and then I'll go with a bunch of highlights from there. Actually almost broke that first kickoff return for a touchdown. That would have been nice. But we'll see what happens next. Alright, so my game plan here was just to basically run it, and then run it some more. I got shoe clock on, and that's basically what I was gonna, that's my strategy for the whole season, is run. My quarterback's not very good. The running back is probably the best player on the team, and he's the, on the depth chart, he's the number 2 guy. I put him at the number 1 guy. So he's doing good so far, and the offensive line is actually blocking quite well on the draw plays. You're going to see me run a lot of draw plays with 4 wide receiver sets, but you also see me run this play a lot. This off tackle works more often than it does not work. Alright, so I'm moving the ball decently here. I'm going to have to throw it here on 3rd and 8. So let's see what happens on my first throw. Ooh, I got an offsides free play, and look at this throw. Perfect throw. Couldn't have asked for anything better than that. That was beautiful. Too bad I don't think he's going to throw like that for the whole season, but I'll take it when I can get it. And extra point would be good. Put me up 7-0. Alright, so I'll pick it up. This is their first drive. 3rd down. See if I can get a stop here, and there you go, the first stop. That's huge. Anytime you can build a lead is huge. Alright, so this is my second drive. I drove down. I'm going to continue to use this draw play and make sure that it works. And I'm going to break a big gain right here, get inside the 5, and eventually we're going to get down to the 1, and we're going to punch this baby in right here, go up 14-0. And I've also been able to run it down to a couple of minutes left in the half. So alright, with a minute to go in the half, they're here inside the 15, and here's a play action. He's going for the touchdown, but wait, nice. We get the block from the corner, and here we go there and try to kick a field goal, make it 14-3 before halftime. And let's see what happens. Oh wait, it's a fake, and I have never actually had the computer pull that on me before, so they get a touchdown out of it. Never actually had the computer do that to me. That's crazy. And whenever I try to make that throw, my guy never makes that throw. But anyway, it's 14-0. Here's the ensuing kickoff, and I wouldn't show it to you unless it was important. He could go all the way. Oh wait, he can't. He gets caught. I might have made it, but I tried to juke inside that guy. It didn't work. I end up getting a field goal. I'll go up by 10 for the second half, and I'm happy with that. Alright, so we'll pick it up here halfway through the third quarter and see what happens. We have 5 wide receivers set out there, always going deep. And I hit triangle. It didn't work out the way I wanted it to, and they get a big gain out of it. I brought that safety in, throws over the top of me. Alright, so now we just need to see if we can get a stop here, keep this from being close, but maybe run the draw play, and it works just like mine did. So they cut it down to a 3-point game in 15 seconds. Alright, so again, here's the ensuing kickoff, and I wouldn't show it to you unless there was a reason. So here we go again. We could go all the way, and this time nobody's going to catch him, and he's gone for the touchdown. We get a nice little record there for Quayshawn Smith. Alright, so now they're back on offense, up by 10 I am, and this is a big play because it was first down. I make it 2nd and 17, and from there I just make them punt it. But that was a big play, huge play. Alright, so now I'm here on 2nd and 10, 3 minutes to go. If I can convert this game's all but over. So I have this guy wide open, and the quarterback makes a great throw again. It's beautiful. I wish he'd throw like that all season. And I end up getting it inside the 5 with 30 seconds to go. And we're going to punch it in one more time before the end of this one. Make it look a little bit less close than it actually was. And yeah, that's the end of the game. So I'll go over the stats with you guys real quick so you guys can pretty much see how I did it all. Go over the game stats, and you'll see I only completed 3 passes for the whole day, and 77 yards and a touchdown. I ran the ball a whole bunch. There you go, 3 passes, 1 touchdown. And there's the pancakes and the big sack from Saintville, and I had one other guy get a sack. That's it. Alright guys, tune in next time, and have a good one.